In this day and age, technology for the average consumer has evolved in many ways, and the tech industry has contributed to that by sort of entertaining the idea of wearable technology. And one of the most recent trends is the idea of smartwatches. My name is Justin Tanwy, and today I'm here representing Pebble, the company that kickstarted smartwatches into the wearable tech industry. Okay, I'd like to thank you all today for coming. And as a representative of Pebble and a Pebbler myself, I'd like to at least pique your interest and maybe towards the end convince you to buy one of these. And so today I'll be talking to you about the current products that we have and their key features and capabilities. I'll be making a comparison with other competitors in our market. And lastly, I will try to convince you into joining the Pebble community. Before we get started, I'd like for you to know there will be a Q&A session towards the end, so if you do come up with any awesome questions during the presentation, do your best to hold on to that until then. Also, please take this time to silence any cell phones or electronic devices, and if you do need to leave the room, please do so quietly. So, as of now, we have 5 different smartwatches to choose from that come in a variety of different colors and interchangeable watch straps. But just to go over each of them briefly, we first came out with the Pebble Classic and the Pebble Steel in 2013 and 2014, and they both provided the basic necessities of what we thought would be on a smartwatch. So it would have to have connectivity with your phone, of course, so you'd get all the notifications, answer calls, and be able to read text messages at a glance, while also having a long enough battery life that wouldn't compromise the main reason of having a watch in the first place. And as far as, aside from its functional aspect, we wanted it to have a certain look, so it has sort of fun and kind of retro look to it. And then a couple of years later, we came out with the Pebble Time Steel and the Pebble Time, which had all the same features as the Pebble, but now with a color display and a built-in microphone for voice commands and such. And then just last year in the 4th quarter, we announced the Pebble Time Round, which just gave a different aesthetic to what Pebble looked like, and we thought might appeal to some of our users and what they would like to have perhaps as an option. And some of the key features that all of them share are an always-on e-paper display, which an e-paper display is, the best way to think of it is one on like a Kindle, for instance, or an e-reader. So it's very visible during indirect sunlight, and it's always on. And then it also has an LED backlight, which just at the flick of the wrist lights up, which is perfect for anytime you're in a dark room or set and such. Also, it's waterproof for up to 30 to 50 meters, depending on which model you have. And so if you happen to be an active person who likes swimming, or you just happen to be prone to spilling water on your wrists, we've got you covered. Also, all of our smartwatches are iPhone and Android compatible, meaning that they work with almost all the phones in the market today. And lastly, we have an array of first-party and third-party apps and watch faces. And just to name a few, Uber has one, Pandora has one, if you use Evernote, they have one. And then also we at Pebble develop our own apps as well. And if there's any more information that you'd like to find out about our watches, it's all on pebble.com. Okay. Now moving on to what our competitors have to offer. Just to make things sort of create a fairness between our competitors and us, I'm basing this off of a review on wearabletech.com, which gathers data of the best-selling and most popular smartwatches of our strongest competitors, as well as our own sales. And as you can see, the Pebble does have certain advantages over the other two, such as being compatible with both Android and iOS, having a superior battery life, and also being waterproof. But it does not have a touchscreen or a heart rate monitor, but it does come at a lower price. But for that reason, the reason behind leaving some of those features out comes down to what we thought the main idea of having a smartwatch would be in the first place. But that's not to say that those reasons may change for the better. So in conclusion, I talked about our product, all of our smartwatches. I talked about some of what our competitors had to offer, as well as why you should become a pebbler. So first and foremost, so why buy a Pebble? First and foremost, you instantly become cool. Like, this is probably the coolest thing that I own as of now. But in all seriousness, what you get out of purchasing a Pebble is a practical, intuitive, and fun smartwatch that comes at an affordable price, especially when compared to our competitors. And more importantly, you get to join a community that has created what Pebble is today, and that can mean being part of that community can mean just owning a Pebble, or if it's your thing, you can even develop and create your own apps and watch faces through this community. I asked you today to help support us by joining Pebble into the future of technology and becoming a Pebbler. And on behalf of Pebble and all the guys working back at headquarters, I'd like to thank you all again for coming, and I hope that I made your decision a little bit easier when it comes to purchasing your first or smartwatch. Thanks.
So I know that you said that you guys left out some of the features that the watches offer. I was wondering if in due time you were anticipating for Pebble to go ahead and incorporate those features.
For the first one, a lot of people ask why it's not a touchscreen. As of now, we designed it to where the interface is used with just buttons. So there's 3 buttons along the side, and it's so that you can use the watch without having to look at it. And we also thought it'd be kind of impractical when you're navigating through a watch when your finger covers half of the screen anyways. But yeah, it might be something.
So is it easy to maneuver then?
Mm-hmm.
How do you charge it?
There's a charging cable that magnetically connects to it, and it's all the same for all the watches.
Is there like specific things that Android can do on that watch that Apple can't do?
There's certain apps that people develop, and sometimes they're only developing for iOS or for Android. That's about it.
Okay, thank you very much.